you, please, who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself who taught you to hate being what God gave you.
You have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over I mean, just like throwing food around. Or they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is gonna change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, breaking on the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, the civil rights movement. We was asking. You know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? And we shouldn't be angry. And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. And it just seems foreign because, you know what I'm saying? So it's like all the society is doing is leeching off the ghetto. They use the ghetto for their pain, for their sorrow, for their culture, for their music, for their happiness, for their movies, to talk about boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be I don't want to be 50 years old at a BET We Shall Overcome Achievement Awards. You know what I'm saying? Not me. You know, I mean, when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? That what we're supposed to do. I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish. And because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody gonna clean it up. Because this world.
What is good, my people? We are live back with another live broadcast. What's going on, Pasta Antonio? Time to work. Yeah, I'm just on here for a quick minute. You know, I got a new mic, so I wanted to see how good it works or whatever. So y'all let me know if y'all heard that, and let me know if y'all hear me or whatever. You know, push 1 or whatever. So but you know, I ain't on here too long, so I'm gonna say this. I got a new video I'm about to start working on, so make sure y'all subscribe to the Forecast Radio 24. I can't put them on this channel because YouTube is some haters, so make sure y'all go to the other channel. But you know, that's what's up. What's going on, my brother Adar? And I'm gonna put the link in the chat in a minute. Brother Adar, if you want to come on, or anybody who want to come on. That's good. That's good. I gotta get the camera next. So, you know, I'm coming along, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be coming with this new series, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm trying to tell people, or I'm trying to show people a certain thing, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of issues in our community that we definitely need to clean up. That's what's up. That's what's up. But there's a lot of problems that we got right now, you know what I'm saying? And the atmosphere and the presence that we putting on, you know what I'm saying? There are people that is watching us how we move, but it don't really matter about other groups that's watching us. But what it does matter is the children that watch us, you know what I'm saying? Because they are watching with their parents, they're watching, it's probably watching more than TV these days, you know what I'm saying? The internet has changed the game. That's why they want to put rules and limitations and all of this kind of stuff on the internet, because we can literally link up right now. You know what I'm saying? My brother Adal, you know, a great brother, you know, I can link up with him, you know, I could link up with my brother Bakari, and then we can actually start talking about stuff that's in reality. But we always want to get caught up on the things that, you know what I'm saying, that'll make us argue. And the problem is everybody feel like they are right. Everybody feel like they got the right plan. And the thing is, they might have the right plan for what they need. And we need to stop telling people that their plan is this or their way of life is that, because it don't matter what you believe in. This system is reality. And nobody is going to follow whatever you're doing if you don't offer them something. If you're not offering them a chance to eat, a chance to do whatever, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, right, and we look at other things, is way easier for us to go at each other, and we always go at each other, you know what I'm saying? And that's not my role to do that, you know what I'm saying? My role is to put what's going on. Now, I didn't even realize, you know, this you know, the white boy, when he came on the show or whatever, I didn't even realize the backlash that it would have, you know what I'm saying? And I almost feel like, you know, it was a mistake, because that was literally the opposite of the goal. Now I want you to pay attention to how we do this, you know what I'm saying? My brother Adal, much respect to my brother, came on the show, you know what I'm saying, gave great advice, but you know, when this white boy come on, you know, that's what everybody tries to see, that's what everybody tries to bring on, and people feel like they can do it. But you, like, you know, it's been years of studying of what I've been doing. I've been studying them for years, and I know how they operate, and I know how they move, and I know the things that they do. And it's so easy for them to be able to come in and cause confusion because of the stuff that we think of, the stuff that we say as a people or whatever. But you know, if you look at all of our stuff, you have no problem finding an area where, you know, we are addressing problems in our own community. But what I'm here for is to address the problems that I don't think is addressed enough, you know, and I think that people do address it, but I'm gonna go all the way to the problem, to the root of the problem, because we have to start solving the root core problem, right? And it's nothing really other than that stopping us from building the things that we have to do. You don't have to ask permission to get together, to put your money together, to form an institution that you think we desperately need. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be something where everybody, because everybody's going to feel like they're right. Right. And the trick is, right. And somebody tell me if you know the answer. How do you have everybody who feel like they're right, you know what I'm saying, still feel like they're right, but be able to be willing to work together? But for some reason, we think that everybody has to follow the rules that we have, whatever. But what you do is what you do, and that is a probably, you probably need something like that in that area. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I wish I could probably go back, and I would do the same thing over and over. But you know, I know they are listening, and you know, you can come on if you got a topic or whatever. But I don't think that we should have outsiders in our situations discussing our problems, because they know what they're doing, except for like what like MG2 said, like to investigate what they're talking about. You want to hear what they're saying, hear what they're not saying. Why? Because they're doing the same thing to you. It's just something smart to do, to be aware of your surroundings. But we aren't even around aware of our surroundings. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I got the if you want to call in, the number is right there on the screen. It's 804-601-4015. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for anybody who want to come in and Yeah, like I said, I ain't got a direct topic. I just came on here to make sure my mic work, and everything is going right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely have a comeback with more shows, but I'm telling y'all right now, this is why I'm doing all of this stuff, because I'm about to turn up and really expose like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I say whatever, you know what I'm saying, but I'm really about to take it up, you know what I'm saying? I know, like, just having that white boy on there was just like nothing, but it turns out to be something in our community because we give away our power way too much. You know what I'm saying? We give away our strength way too much. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a lane for certain things, right? But if everybody is in that lane, we need to start diversifying, you know what I'm saying? So we just got to be smarter about what it is, you know what I'm saying? And, apparently, just from, I don't even know if it's true. That's why I'll say, like, if the white boy come back on here, I'll let him come back on here to talk about the jobs, because I want to ask him questions about it. And I don't know if he'll be scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, but how easily we allow other people to come in and we manipulate our environments. You know what I'm saying? We go through the same things over and over and over. We have the same discussions hundreds of years. The goal is just to get simply to the next step past this step of this unity. We don't have to make it all the way to the end of the mountain. Just past this one step that we keep coming to every 100 years. Where we argue about which way is right. When it doesn't have to be a necessarily thing. Blue always says, that both people, there can be two people who's right about a situation. There's different things. You could be right about going or whatever your plan is, but this person could also be right. You know what I'm saying? This idea could create doctors. This idea could create farmers. This idea could create landowners, right? But at the end of the day, we got to start realizing what is natural resources, you know what I'm saying? What is wealth? And it's not, green pieces of paper with dead people on them that would have killed us. It is the land that we own is what we are able to provide for our people. And at some point we kind of got to meet them halfway. And I'm trying to find a way to, like, not to like complain about how our people are, but meet them halfway. So yeah, I'm gonna start exposing people. People want to talk about frauds, but we don't talk about people like Sean King enough. What's going on, Bakari? The link in the chat, my brother. If you want to come on, anybody who want to come on. My brother Daw said device is not connected. I think you gotta like do your mic or something. Yeah, but like I said, y'all could and if it's a topic y'all want to talk about, yeah, feel free to talk about whatever you want. Cause this is kind of a an open show. Like I said, this is just a test. I'm gonna be all right, yeah, it's all good, my brother. But yeah, it's just kind of like an open show right now. So I'm just trying to see everything. It feel like, this is my first show the way I'm doing it right now. But yeah, anybody who want to come on, you can definitely come on. But at the end of the day, I personally, and this is why I don't get into names in particular, all of that stuff. Like, we at a point right now, right? We can really create whatever language, whatever name, whatever society that we want to create. All we missing is just the faith in each other to do it and the time to sit there and talk to each other. But I mean, I'm sure it's an age-old thing, you know what I'm saying? You'll go at a brother for stepping on your shoe, but these people come in and take your land and you give it to them. You know what I'm saying? And the trick is to start flipping that mindset. So, the other day, on my brother's channel, I know the brother who came on was like turned up, but and there's a lot of more things that I could say, but the way I see it, that's what's up, Hush Harbor. I'm glad you in here. Much love. But yeah, I just wanted to make an example. If you see, what I'm saying, like, no matter what, and okay, yeah, maybe I could do like more for myself, but I feel like, I mean, it's just, that's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? But if you see, I still talk about support no matter what the other person is saying, but I know who the enemy is. You know what I'm saying? And so when I have this other person on, a lot of people disagree with how I treated him, but they don't understand that when they turn around and have another person on their show and just go back and listen, because I will tell you, I listen to everything and I have for years. You know what I'm saying? And I pay attention to what people say, and people have a certain lingo. That's what you have to pay attention to. Usually the lingo will give people away, and people, especially on YouTube, pick their words very wisely. And I mean, if you want to use experiments about a monkey, you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying, like, I understand what you know what I'm saying. But people do pick their words very wisely. But then you turn around, and as long as you have the same respect, because like my brother Bakari said, um, you let them speak their mind and listen to what they're saying and don't get emotional about what they're saying. And brother Bakari tried to stop him, but and that's why I think people should listen to and pay attention to their enemy, but also understand what their enemy is doing, but also pay attention to what you're doing, because if it's easier for you to disrespect your own than somebody else who comes into your space, then yeah, that's a problem that we all have to start working on. And yeah, we live in their society, but I don't know why that doesn't make you mad enough not to do something about it. Yeah, what's going on, brother Bakar? You in the building?
Peace, my good brother.
What's
What's
up,
going
bro?
on?
Oh yeah, I got the headphones.
Hey, that
Yeah,
mic sound good, man. That mic sound good.
that's what's up. That's what's
You
up.
sound like a professional now, man.
Maybe they put me on CNN now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's going on, my brother?
Oh, nothing, man. I was listening to what you were saying, how we let people come in and, what I always talk about confusion. Sometimes it's sophisticated, but with this, it wasn't sophisticated. Even when he used the monkey analogy, right? And when I wanted to stop him, the guy in the chat said, no, let him speak, right? So when said let him speak, it made me think about what one of my elder brothers, who's like 70 years old, said to me. He was like, look, he's in his 60s, late 60s. But anyway, he was like, just let him. Sometimes you got to let them speak so you can learn them. They coming around learning us, right? So learning what we're doing, understanding us, but we're not doing any studying. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to study them. Now, in that process, it did get out of hand, right? So now he's been going from channel to channel to channel saying certain things to certain people. But like I said, I know how to handle it. He won't disrespect me, but I understand what he's trying to do. That's why I reached out to the brother that was on the panel and asked him if he could come on my. He didn't respond, so I guess that means he don't want to talk. I'm okay with that. Because when everybody made a point, right? So when it got to the point where my brother Pan Africanism Strike Back said, and it made sense. A lot of people like that, they're coming around so they can cause confusion, so they can create problems. So then to get to the point, since we know that's what they're doing every time they come, why do we constantly let them come? We want to meet them halfway, right? Like you said. But a lot of times they don't want you to meet them. They don't want you to meet them at all. They want to stay where they are. And I'm gonna say it like this, like, because Guy was on the panel too, right? So when Guy spoke, right, Guy called him a hypocrite, right? And what Guy said was true. Yeah, the white guy used that 100 monkey analogy, right? So I'm gonna let people know the 100 monkey analogy was done in the 1950 by Japanese. So they could see how to control Japanese people. They were trying to figure out, they were studying how they could control their society. White people didn't do the analogy talking about controlling black people. But I understand what it is when a white person said, and how we, will feel about that. But if you when they go to their panel, their channels, it's the things that they say about Pan-Africanism. It's the thing that the position and how they want to insult you, even though you're trying to meet them halfway. Because I've been on their panel. The same guy who was on there, right, who left the panel, right? I went on their panel and I'm like, look, I'm not even here for this. We can talk, we can do this little fun debate, but at the end goal, our end goal is for us to unite, right? It's for us to find something in common to come together. Had the woman on the panel told me, and guys, since y'all say y'all Africans, y'all are just illegal immigrants breaking our laws and you shouldn't be here. Go back to Africa. So when he used that 100-monkey analogy, the person that got mad, talk about black people, worse than that. And that's not me trying to take up for Matt. I'm just being honest. Because I've been on the panel in the way they treated me on the panel. But I still reached out and told them we could talk, get everything out the way. And if it's anything that we can do together, let's do it together. But if you don't want to do anything together, that is okay too. I don't want to do beef videos. That's not why I came here. I'm not going to try to dig into people's background to try to make people look bad. I'm not going to do that. There's been a certain segment of YouTube, right, what they call Black YouTube. There's been a certain segment where people lately been digging up other people police records to see what you have done, talking about it all on YouTube, right? I don't want to do anything like that. I don't want to get involved in anything like that, right? It's confusion. But when you said no one called out Shaun King, right? And you're right. A lot of us don't talk as much about Shaun King because Shaun King is truly not in the forefront of anything running it, right? So you're right. Shaun King need to be called out. But if these people also that's creating this confusion, they need to be called out as well. Or not necessarily, but the truth need to be told about. And that's not me saying, ooh, I just want to go and fight black people. No. I'm just some things that has been said and that have been done. Some of that stuff need to me anyway. I think it needs to be mentioned. You don't have to. I don't call them any names. I just sit and I show it. And like when I did the last show, what caused all of this, right? When it first started, when I was talking about R. Kelly, then went on to the FBA ADOS, and I can pull up and I can show how this same person who's a mulatto is the leader of that so-called ADOS is on a white supremacist, is on the board of a white supremacist think tank. And she spew a lot of xenophobic rhetoric all of the time. So that had to be called out as well. I get it, Mike.
All right, yeah. And I'll say this, as far as the brother Alcorn, like, whatever, cause the way I see it, I already know how I am, but I would think that you and the brother, you know what I'm saying, if y'all wanted to do that, like the brother should come on your channel, or if y'all need a mediator, come on here, or wherever y'all decide to go, you know what I'm saying, and like if y'all like not just like debate about like the subject, but like you know what I'm saying, talk about it like as far as like moving forward, like if you having like something where you can just agree on to work on like building your own stuff, you know what I'm saying. Now I understand what you're saying about the African, him saying about the indigenous thing, or aboriginal, or like however he puts it or whatever, but I mean my goal is to destroy the system, and wherever you want to live, it doesn't matter, because guess what, the system is global. They control everything everywhere because they learn how to put their tribal differences aside. And like I said, like I wouldn't disrespect the brother or anybody else, and like I know you all want to talk to the brother, and I think that y'all should have a conversation if there's something, because it's really just YouTube, and the brother can come on like right now, whoever. And but the whole point, and I'll say this, as far as the white dude, that wasn't even never the point. And you know what I'm saying? And I talked to him for a reason the way that I did. And everybody said, oh, well, you should have been more respectful. But we aren't even, and I'm not talking about like, I'm talking about in general, because if you look into the quote unquote conscious community, and that's what YouTube is always going to pull up. And I don't understand why, like, even if you believe what you believe about Africa and he believes what he believes about us being from America, like, we both agree that we need our own platforms to have that debate on instead of YouTube that controls all of the crazy stuff. So if we put together, like, it could be $1, $5 or whatever, depending on how many people, to have a platform that's for us, ran by us, controlled by us, where we ain't have to worry about somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure that we can agree on something like that and who to work on it with. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point of us having, and that's why I believe in councils, because everybody believes like their idea is the correct idea, but it's all about bringing whatever your idea is and the value of it for the community that at large, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the enemy, and I'm gonna keep saying the enemy, that's what they have learned to do. And I talk about, I know you don't really say that, but Bakari, but I talk about white supremacy and all of that stuff, not to say like, oh, they have victimized. We know all of the stories, right? But we have to really start learning how it works so that we can break it. And a part of how it works is to get us to be in this divide and conquer thing. And as far as the white boy Matt, and I'll bring him on one more time if he wants to, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, he could talk about the black jobs or whatever, but I'm pretty sure he's listening, but he's not going to like come on or whatever. But I talk to him the way that I talk to him for a reason. And I don't like, and when I would say I don't think that he should be involved in conversations about, you know what I'm saying, black people or whatever. Now, that doesn't mean you have to not bring them on. You just have to have a reason or whatever, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like a show built for that, you know, or a topic or whatever built for that purpose. But you know, usually when they come in, whether they mean to or not, in this, like, we got to realize we are mentally damaged. We suffer from Stockholm syndrome. We all do. And you know what I'm saying? We just got to be real about it, you know? And you know what I'm saying? Even if you do bring them on or whatever, like, they like on his channel, on our channel, and all of that kind of stuff, unless you are controlling the conversation and there's a direct meaning, like stuff that he says is going to get interpreted by the crowd a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And then it's going to cause just confusion in itself, because I mean, unfortunately, and that's not even to call him a coon on that level, because like I would even say that, and I know I hate to say it, like, you know, about my mom, like a lot of people think that the white man's ice is colder, and they don't believe it until he say it, you know what I'm saying? And I say the same thing, but a lot of people didn't hear it until he said it. But my brother Dog on here, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, peace, y'all. Peace, everybody in the chat room. What's going on? Just another Saturday night, just chilling.
Peace, brother.
Peace to you, brother.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you got anything to say about what you heard, or you know, whatever you want to talk about?
Yeah, I call business, man. Look, the thing of it is, man, you run your show like you run your show, man. And anybody that, you know, wants to object to that, you know, YouTube is open. You know, go ahead and present your POV on your show if you want to start one, if you want to endeavor to do it. Otherwise, nobody has the right to come and tell you how to run your show, man. That's just the way I look at it, straight up. If nobody likes it, click like somewhere else. You know, you let somebody come on your show and present their point of view, and that's how it is. You know, it's up to him. It's up to the guest to feel like if they've been set a trap or something like that, they'd be stupid to stay on long enough to keep talking if they felt like they was in a trap. You know, I'm not gonna get on anybody's platform and make myself look like an idiot. So the onus is on the person that comes on the show. And as far as being, you know, checked on and corrected, you know, hey, yeah, call it out. Hold up the red card, let them know, hey, man, you know, you transgressed. This ain't the space for it. You know, and if the audience doesn't like it, You know, there's other content out there, man. I mean, Nick Cannon's got a daytime talk show, for goodness sake, you know. But I'm just saying, man, you know.
Hey, and I'm gonna let you talk about that too after all of that too. You know,
you see how I slid that in there, huh? Nah, man, I just have somewhat of an exacting way, because this whole social media experience has turned out to be antisocial to me. And I could take it or leave it. It don't matter to me, because I'm, you know, I got one foot in the analog age and one foot in the digital age. That's what age I am. So, you know, I know what it's like to actually press the flesh and, you know, confront somebody in person. And, you know, it sounds like it sounds, but I'm the same dude behind the keyboard as I am away from it. And I'll just leave it at that. You know, I ain't gonna let people talk to me any old type of way, man. It's not that I'm looking down my nose at people or think I'm better than anybody. You know, we could all learn from each other. I've learned from people on here on the panel. I've learned from people that are half my age. I've learned from people older than me. You know, that's just the way I look at things in my life, the way I've led it. You know, that's how I roll. You know, and as far as the subject individual we're talking about, I don't really have two words to say to them. You know, I navigate around those people. I've been in situations with those people. And if the conversation with anybody, I don't care what their background is or what their standpoint might be or viewpoint of life is, if it doesn't lead to anything constructive, I'm not going to waste the time for it. And I definitely don't have the patience for it. So that's just how I roll. And I don't tell anybody else what to do other than how to navigate around me. You know, if it's something to be constructive. I mean, that's just how I came up. It is what I'm not saying I'm some tough guy or whatever, because I'm not. But you know, things are best sometimes being left unsaid. That's why a lot of times when I'm doing these things, I don't really speak up that much unless, you know, it's something I know, you know, the subject matter. And if I could add 2 cents to it, then so be it. So that's my introduction tonight. Happy Saturday night, I guess it is, right? How you?
all right, yeah, thanks, my brother. Bakari.
But you know, he's right. If you don't have time for certain things, you don't have to put up with certain things, and you don't have to let people talk to you any funny way. And I understand what he mean when he say he navigate around those people, and there's nothing wrong with that. So do I. But when he came up in here in his space, I said I was gonna, you know, like I said, I learned from my elder. Just listen, see what we can study about them, because they have been studying us, and everybody have studied us. So it's time for us to study other people. So watch this, right? So when it comes to and it's not even a fact, because you done heard me tell him several times. I don't, you know, you indigenous to this land, okay, but we still have a common goal. Because when the police see us, like I told you what I went through tonight, right? He didn't ask me if I was African, if I was indigenous to this land, if I was a Moor.
Hey, bro, Bakari, I don't know if you want to tell the story. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna do a show about it too, but I'm gonna tell it. Yeah, I tell it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm trying not to cuss on your panel, but
You can say that. They already got me on the blacklist anyway. Go ahead.
on the white list, man. We don't control it. It's the white list. White list. But I was taking my daughter to the county fair tonight, right? And I stopped for her to get out the car. And this big fat white guy, police, I told my daughter to walk in front of my car and go to the sidewalk on the other side of the street. But we didn't know that she had to go on. Well, anyway, I'm gonna make this. He looked at my daughter and told her to get on the sidewalk. My daughter said, okay, and turned and said, I'm going to the sidewalk, and start walking to the sidewalk. So then he said, if you want to go in this fair, you better get your ass on this sidewalk or get back in that fucking car. So at that moment, I confronted him. Don't you ever curse my daughter. If you ever cuss my daughter again, I will beat your big fat ass. I don't give a damn about you having on a badge. And nobody, and I mean nobody, gonna disrespect my child. Nobody. You're not gonna speak to my, who the hell are you? So he didn't ask me if I was a Moor, if I was indigenous, if I was African, if I was Hebrew. And that's what we have to understand. I'm not telling nobody to give up their ideology. I'm not telling nobody to give up none of that. But what I am asking is for when we come together, let's look past that and understand that we all have the same problem in this system. And it's not going to be fixed if we don't come together. That's what I want us to understand. When I see you, I see a brother. When I see Sister Raw, who in the chat, and by the way, peace to everybody in the chat. So when I see Sister Raw, I see a sister. I'm not looking at her saying, ooh, she's Jamaican. No, I don't care where she's from. We're the same. And we're going to have the same problem from the same people in the same system, in the whole system, want to keep us at the bottom while everybody, because watch this, it's not just the white tribes that have been able to set aside their differences and come together. The Arabs, the East Indians, the Orientals, they all, the Hispanics, set aside their differences. They don't like one another for the most part, not all of them. And then they have joined the white tribes, right? So we're in an uphill climb, and we are constantly fighting one another. It's getting to a point where and when I say this, it tend to bother some people, but we are holding us back. We're allowing confusion in. If we want to work together, let's work together. If we can see past our differences for 20 minutes, let's do that. When you say forecast, there should be a space for us to have these debates, a space that we created. We're working on the website, right? I know there's a lot of people got things, but I don't know how they do it. Well, they do shows on their website. It's their website, whatever, I'm not monitored, and they can say whatever. But when we talk to one another and when we debate one another, we have to talk to one another with respect. You understand? There have to be a respect factor there. And we're not debating. For example, if I debate brother Dolph, I'm not debating him to see that I'm smarter. We are rubbing ideas off one another during the debate. We are learning during the debate.
Hey, I don't know about that rubbing part now. Come on now.
Okay, pause. I'm not trying to, I know you are, but I'm not trying to rub nobody the wrong way. We learning, learning from each other. That's what it's supposed to be about. It's not about you just dumb. That's not what my information better than yours. I'm way smarter than you. And so many of our people got caught up in that because it got so big on YouTube. It got so big on YouTube, so many of our people got caught up in it. But we, like you say, forecast, we have to be willing to try and meet some people halfway. And we got to understand in that process of trying to meet some halfway that everybody's not going to come. And the ones that don't want to come, oh well. We work with the ones that want to work with us, and I'll yield the mic.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the truth. And it comes with a process, you know what I'm saying? And I'll say all of this because if you look back at like most of the movements, right? Either it was like attacked by all of these organizations and all of this stuff, but one key thing they were able to do was create and cause division. One key thing of colonization in itself was able to cause division amongst each other. And people don't really notice that, like, most of the land that was colonized was after the Berlin Conference, not before, you know what I'm saying, by using that division, but also their unity, you know what I'm saying? And like with the brothers, not the brother, when I'm talking about Shaun King, and when I talk about him, I'm saying because he himself out of his own mouth said he raised $30 million, and all he talks about is quote unquote black oppression. He moved into a huge house or whatever that he had to move out of because people called him out, you know what I'm saying? But people are constantly donating to him, and it's almost like a white savior complex. Not that I even care about him as a person individually or any of that kind of stuff, but it's the mindset and the talking points that I'm talking about. And like with White Boy, I brought him on. My point is to destroy their talking points and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But to also show how they move and they react. and like not to make it about like you and beefing because it's not I shouldn't even say that, but you having a discussion with Alcorn to make it this show about that, because it's not about that. But like that's why I say, because things are different when people actually talk to each other, because we often miss each other, especially when we don't sit there and actually say, because a problem could be easily solved. And if I say, "Oh, Bakari, you got a problem with what I did," and you say, "Yeah, you said this and this," and I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from." And then instead of me like having a problem with you for like 5 months or something, like it would have just been solved just like that. That's why I believe that we, especially if you do it offline, but you can do it publicly, because it doesn't really matter, because our children need to learn. Like when I speak, I always speak to us. I don't care who else hears it, and it is what it is. But that's why I talk about the unity the way that I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, if you have a conversation with him, you come and he come on here, like, or you goes on his channel, he come on your channel, y'all just say whatever it is, and it's up to y'all whether y'all want to work together. But at the end of the day, we don't all have to be in the same thing. But I can guarantee you, if you build it, they will come. You offer the people something, they will come. And that's just what I have belief in, And brother Adal, you got something to say?
No, I was just gonna touch in on it about conflict resolution too.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why. Yeah, I want you to say. Yeah.
yeah. That's the thing that we're missing. I think a lot of times. I mean, in our interpersonal relationships, there's really a craft to mediating conflict, right? And first of all, you have to be willing to work at it and understand that. Well, for one, you don't know every damn thing, right? And you always should have the mindset of learning from others and learning others' points of view and perspectives, and then being big enough to realize that you just may be wrong, straight up. And then, trying to mediate conflicts, or actually noticing things that are going to be a problem and then heading them off, before they become bigger problems. And it takes being intuitive. It takes being considerate. It takes being considerate of people's points of view in that, and be willing to work out something and work through the kinks if a problem emerges, because we all have different backgrounds. We all have different experiences. We all have levels of ranging expertise. I'm not one to say that I'm an expert, but there's some things I damn well know beyond the average person. But I don't flaunt that, because what is that going to do for me? It's going to, that's just the wrong outlook to even have. We're all people. We're all human beings trying to get through this experience as best we can. And if we are all like-minded people, even with different ideologies, we can work that stuff out and mediate conflicts before they happen. That's all it is. And that's a simplistic approach, but it's an approach nonetheless. And you have to actually try to mediate problems and, be down with doing that. I yield.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Brother Bakari.
Yep, and you know what? When you talk mediating problems, and if there's a problem, you want to mediate it before it get out of hand, right? Both parties have to be willing to sit down and talk with the mediator there, so it doesn't get out of hand. Because we allow any little thing to get out of hand, and we'll hold on to it for the next, I don't know how many years, umpteen dozen years, when it could have been easily resolved. We have to become solution oriented. We have to become solution oriented. I yield the mic.
Yeah, I like that, solution oriented, man, and don't let things linger, because I'm a pretty, I won't say laid back, but I've had people to tell me that I'm laid back. I'm not necessarily the most mellow, but I'm not hyper either. I'm kind of middle of the board. But if I have a problem with somebody, I'll tell you. I'm not afraid to tell you that I have a problem. But there's a way to go about it. You don't front everybody off in front of other people, in the company of other people. You just, pull that person aside and see what can be worked through. Let's get to the crux of what the problem is instead of letting it linger. Because if you're always going to have that chip on your shoulder, it's going to come out and manifest in other ways negatively. It's just going to get worse. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I've had people that I once worked with that said, you know what? I like working with you, man, because with, being around you, I know where I know where it is you stand. Not that I telegraph everything, but if I don't like you, I don't freaking like you. We can get through the situation at hand, but if I don't like you, I'm not going to be coming over to your next barbecue or whatever, but we can get through this and work things out and work together as a team, because we're looking at the goal besides the objectives that are immediate. But the overall goal, as long as it doesn't get in the way of that, nothing interferes with it, we can work together, and that's the deal. I mean, there's some things flat out that I won't tolerate. And I usually do that from jump because, again, I don't want I hate things lingering. I don't like things to linger. I don't like anything that's on my back that's going to bother me because it's going to come out and manifest in other ways, whether it's a certain mannerism, a certain look you give somebody, a nervous tick, or the way that you speak, the tone of voice, whatever, and I've come to the point where I've learned how to really be a good reader of people. But this social media experience is a trip. Sometimes you don't really know what the person's actually saying and thinking, and they have to clarify it. Like a couple shows back, I had to kind of make myself clear on something because I guess somebody misunderstood me. But I'm working on making myself more clear. But that's the thing. If you could jump on things early, if you can read and see that there's going to be an issue, and it doesn't necessarily require apology, it requires clarification. And as long as you could straighten it out, then all is fine, all is harmonious, at least for the moment. You got me? All right, I yield.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. And that's why got respect for my brother Bakari and my brother Adol, what I'm saying? And grown men willing to actually work together because they understand there's a greater good behind all of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got respect. And my sister Raw, she go in. I could tell she does like I do. You know what I'm saying? Her filter is probably similar to mine. And it don't matter where none of y'all come from, where none of y'all believe. And my brother Bakari, you even willing to you was willing to sit there and talk to him to actually work out the differences. And the brother is welcome to come on my show, welcome to go on Bakari's show. And if you don't want to, that's everybody is free to do whatever they want to do. We can't force nobody to do nothing, and that's what I want to make clear. I'm not forcing anybody to be on no ideology kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I just want to interject real quick, and I feel bad that Blue is not even here tonight. But I want to thank you guys personally. I had another round, a solo round, whatever you call it, another birthday this past couple of weeks, and it was a pleasant surprise that you guys sent me just out of the clear blue sky, and I do appreciate that you guys mounted up that effort, and I personally appreciate it, and I want to make it openly known that it was appreciated. So thank each and every one of you that did that for me. It was a nice little moment to experience you guys just out of nowhere, kind of just throwing me some chips, and nowadays any amount matters. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. And shouts out to everybody who was involved. My brother Bakari, that was all Blue idea. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Blue. And however, cause I'm gonna be real, me and Blue, we don't agree on all the time, cause that's not nobody's gonna agree on everything, you know what I'm saying? But my sister Blue, she's a real one, you know what I'm saying? And all of y'all is real for that, and that's why you don't have to have a certain ideology or whatever to support each other, you know what I'm saying? And it's all good. But I don't want to be on here too long because it wasn't about to be a real show. So I'm gonna let I know Bakari probably got a show coming up. So but I do want Adol to talk about his what he was gonna say, but I want to let Bakari go first. But
go ahead, man. It's all good. I knew you weren't gonna be on long. I didn't want to ramble too much.
Oh no, yeah, you all right, you good.
No, I'm probably gonna do mine tomorrow. I thank you for letting me on, man. My channel, Brother Bakari. And you know what, Dolph, is all good, man. We, that's what we trying to create, that team, man.
Yeah.
When you say that was a pleasant surprise, I'm glad you appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man. Come on now. My mama
No, I'm
didn't
saying
raise me.
we glad you appreciate. You know that's what we trying to. That's what we trying to create a team to show that we
Yeah.
care about that is care, that we care about one another for real.
Right.
Now watch this. We come together and we build something. Because I believe in building bridges. I want to build bridges, Africa, South America, all the diaspora, right?
Sure.
Just imagine when we come together, how much of the ideologies we have now. Just imagine how much more the Moorish Science Temple could flourish.
Well,
Just imagine.
it's imperative, man. It's absolutely imperative. You know, the times are changing, being what they are, and everything's in upheaval. So, you know, we need to get right. We actually all do need to get right. We need to get on a same accord here and make things happen positively.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and let because I know you're gonna talk about Nick Cannon. Did he?
No.
let me ask you. Did he really have on the hoodie say "Save Mulatto Boys"? Was that?
I don't know. I didn't
screenshot.
I didn't see that, man.
Somebody posted on Facebook. They say, "Look at Nick Cannon. He had on his shirt, "Save Mulatto Boys."
What? No,
Yeah.
that I didn't see. Yo, I didn't see that, bro. That's a new one.
PCJ.
Wow. Yeah, as far as I say, I already said what I said about Nick Cannon a long time ago. But yeah, I'm gonna let my brother Dawes go ahead.
I've tried to watch, I've actually tried to view his new show because it started coming on, I believe, on the 27th. All right. And I have a time in the day where I was able to block off and actually watch it. And it strained me to actually view it because, going from when he was still, I guess, finishing up at Howard University, and he had those YouTube presentations that were somewhat impactful, not to necessarily include the one where he had the flap, but he's had a couple of flaps over these past few years in the industry, as you know. And it seems to me that he's on a campaign to make sure that he gets the bag, right? And the thing that really kind of ripped it for me was the other day, I think it was Friday's show, and he actually gave props to a well-known recording artist that likes to convey that he's expecting a child. He is expecting a child or whatever, and made a song about some kind of dirty road or whatever it is. I'm not being slanderous when I say this because it's out in the media, but he actually made a favorable reference to Lil Nas X, and it had to do, I forgot what it had to do. I mean, I kind of like flushed it out of my head when he actually made mention of it. It just put me in a weird space because, he's saying one thing and then he turns around and says another. And it just actually reinforced to me how much that celebrities are not, that I'm not fixated on celebrity, right? And that they are not actually our leaders. And I see so much of an audience base and people are just crowded after them and following these people. It just seems to be, to me, to be a potentially dangerous thing because of the agenda that's being put forth, making it, really, I won't even say difficult, but to be a heterosexual black male in society today, I won't necessarily say it's under attack because that would sound melodramatic, but I'm not a toxic man for actually being hetero and liking women and being with black women. I've been married to the same woman for well over 20 years, and she happens to be black. And that's personally my preference, and it is what it is. But my thing is, it seems to me like if you are out here saying that you're straight and that you are advancing that in your life and that is your preference, that you're being casted out as toxic or something that you're not. I mean, people don't know me and who I am or whatever, but it just seems to me that, a couple of years ago, we were watching this woke Nick Cannon, and now we're watching this intersectional Nick Cannon. And at the same time, he's saying that, well, he's appealing to his crowd in the audience, saying, should he say stay celibate or just keep popping out kids or producing babies or whatever he does, right? I mean, he's got the money to support all these children, sure. He's creating his own brood and all that, sure. But it's just, I just question who they're elevating these days around us in society. And it just seems to me that he's paying back a particular agenda because he owes that agenda something. And he's portraying his point of view to be a certain way. And I'm just concerned about the followers that he draws as a consequence of that. So, and it's a shame because it seems like I'm being so old fashioned and fixated. There's a lot of stuff I've seen in my life throughout childhood when I grew up that would probably make people's heads spin. But I'm not going to spend that much time on that right now. But, there are certain values that I had grown up, that actually countered what I saw and what I came close, what I saw others experience, right? Because I knew in my mind what was my moral compass, and I stuck with that, and I stood firm on that, right? And as far as where Nick Cannon is and all that, I don't know him personally. I know someone that's actually interviewed him personally over some years ago over some stuff, but I don't know him personally. I'm talking about the image that he's portraying. I'm talking about that he's impressionable to children. He's impressionable because he sells products to children. He does what he does musically. I mean, the guy was on Nickelodeon. He still got his hand in that, as far as I know. So what I'm saying is he has a lot of influence. And I think that could really be potentially damaging to our younger set out there. And I'm talking about the tweens, the teens, and those younger than that. And I have a real issue with it because when we're promoting this behavior, which is actually inappropriate behavior, it's just inappropriate adult behavior when you're encouraging. Not saying that he's doing this deliberately, but when you have public figures out there that are encouraging children to pick a side or to engage in certain sexual activities when they're not mentally equipped for it, I have a real problem with that. I have a real problem with that. As I'm raising, a young man myself through all these influences in society. Now I'm not saying that that during the time that I grew up, I mean, for goodness sake, man, I had Vanity 6 posters on my wall. I had Parliament Funkadelic, Bootsy, Prince, went to a couple Prince concerts or whatever. I mean, we had Blowfly, Rap Dirty. I mean, we had even up to Luke Skywalker, Uncle Luke. I remember seeing the acetate of the song "Hey, We Want Some Pee," right? And I heard it before it actually first came out because I was stationed in the service with a guy who was actually related to Uncle Luke. Anyway, the guy played the acetate record for me, and I looked at him. I said, "Man, what's this, man? This ain't gonna work." Sometime later, I'm at a dance at UCLA, and they played that song, and people went nuts for it. So I'm just saying, man, we part of this too, man, is we've lost our way morally. And there needs to be those of us out here that are willing to stand that line. And not to say that we're better than others or what have you, but we need to stand that line and embrace what's morally proper. That's all there is to it to me. And it just throws me off to see some of these celebrities that are just so elevated. I mean, to the point where they won't listen to people that are just actually coming up with logic sense. They rather listen to all the sensationalism and all this crap that's out there. But I see the clock is at an hour now, so I'll go ahead and yield the mic.
Oh yeah, you all good. And I'll give you we'll come back and organize a show if you want to do a whole show about it and all that. Brother Bakari.
Oh man, just thanks for letting me come on the panel. Look, man, peace to everybody in the chat. CJ, Time to Work, Sister Raw. If I forgot you, Hush Harbor, Pasta 0316. If I forgot you, Blame it on my brain, not my heart. But yeah, man, I thank you for letting me on, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here. Glad for this. Glad to be back on with brother Dolph. Ain't seen him in a while. Peace.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you for coming on, my brother. And you know, as far as the Nick Cannon thing, I'll say that you know, I talked about Nick Cannon and when that happened, you know, because he had to all of this really started about when he had to apologize for him saying Jewish stuff, and people are scared to even say Jew and stuff like that on here. And he was telling the truth about what he said, but that goes back to something that is a problem that we have had all the time, and like why our entertainers are so easily convinced to do stuff, because we do have to address, and like, you know, this is like what Bakari says all the time, you know, about like when he addressed black issues, like we don't have anything where we're supporting these black celebrities when they get blackballed. Like when Craig Hodges went to the White House and all of that stuff and he got kicked out of the league, he didn't necessarily have a support system. You know what I'm saying? When these people go to the Olympics, when we was talking about the Olympics, we don't necessarily have a support system to back them up when they actually stand up. And these athletes and entertainers and all of that stuff, they feel like, oh well, you know, if they take my money away, I got to do what they say. You know what I'm saying? But as a community, that's why it's important for us to have like unity. And you know, with the Jewish thing, like it's real. Like they are the responsible for the first people to have slaves as financiers. They wasn't the only ones in the slave trade. They competed with every other European for control of the slave trade. But if you go back historically, all throughout history, European Jews have been kicked out of wherever they were from. During the time of the slave trade, they got kicked out of Europe, and they helped the Dutch with their part of the slave trade. They came here. And then even if you look up till today, you have a black cop going into a Jewish neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, and trying to give them a ticket, and they kick him and run him out of the neighborhood. And he's supposed to be in the NYPD, you know what I'm saying? But they learn how to stay on code, you know what I'm saying? And as far as me, I would say like until a Jewish person is willing to break off some of their reparations that they are getting, you know what I'm saying, then it is they have no business saying anything to me. I don't care what they got to say until they start breaking off some of their money and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why I talk about people like Ben Shapiro, you know what I'm saying, who got a problem with critical race theory, but they don't got a problem teaching about what happened in Germany and why, so that they don't get put in ovens again. You know what I'm saying? But they don't really talk about, and I'm not caping for any of their criminals, because Adolf Hitler is no different from George Washington and me. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? But people don't really talk about how Hitler was oppressed by the Jewish people, you know what I'm saying? But they control the language, they control the narrative. We have an opportunity to control the language and control the narrative, you know what I'm saying? And as people, you know what I'm saying, that's why I'm glad my brother's on here, you know what I'm saying, straight stand-up brothers who willing to work with each other, you know what I'm saying, despite differences in ideology. So when brother Adal does what he does here, my brother Bakari, you know what I'm saying, builds his company, his the trucking thing he's doing, you know what I'm saying, and takes it global, you know what I'm saying, these two brothers can connect and have a basis across, you know, continents, because that's what the enemy had learned to do to be able to control the planet, you know what I'm saying? So we are taking steps and getting there. But you know, that's what I had to say, you know, and we got to stop being apologetic about who we are. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're telling the truth, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares how they feel? They shouldn't have never did it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, brother Adal, you can say everything you got to say, you know.
And I don't even think I have much more, but I got a book. I got a book that's coming, a Marcus Garvey book, Message to the People. The Course of African Philosophy. So I just ordered that book because you guys actually had inspired me to do that. It's one I realized I didn't have in my collection. So I ordered that book, and it should actually get here Monday. But aside from that, man, I'm just living the dream, man. That's all I'm doing. Just living the dream and just trying to stay on the straight and narrow, and just just be real. Just be as real as I can be, man, within this space of existence. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Yeah, my brother, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. You like see brother Bakari, you know what I'm saying? Like Marcus, like he's a Garvey guy, you know what I'm saying? He could like tell you like all about Marcus Garvey. And then my brother is open-minded enough to, you know what I'm saying, do that, you know. and that's why I respect these brothers. You know what I'm saying? Brother Bakar, you got anything else to say?
You know, when you start talking about how Nick Cannon started pandering to the Jews, I started to laugh a little bit. He got so nervous, he went on there after that interview with Professor Griffin, called Professor Griffin by his full government name, Richard Griffin.
Seriously, he did that? Oh man.
Yes.
Shaking his boots, man.
When I was speaking with Richard Griffin, he called him back. He called his
government name, God.
Yes.
Man.
Oh man, and he been donating his money to build Jewish schools and everything, man. It was just funny. I just thought about that when you said that, when you brought him up with the Jews. But yeah, them Jews were the shipbuilders. A lot of people don't know that the Jews were the shipbuilders for, you know, those were the ones who was financing the ships.
Yeah, that's a fact right there.
And you know, and they like to say it wasn't a lot of Jews over here. Yep, but look how many owned slaves, right? And I'm gonna show you something else. Me and one of my friends were studying this, and this is something we should do a show on, right? When they show the abolitionists, right, they always show more white abolitionists than black, right? There's about 85% of the abolitionists were black. That's first of all. The free people, the free black people here, majority of them, you know, they were abolitionists. They were trying to free slave. They wouldn't leave. When people told them they could leave, they were like, no, they're gonna stay here and fight, try to get people free, right? Now, when they show the white abolitionists, I don't know if y'all remember that movie Queen, Halle Berry Queen, right? If you ever watch that movie, you get to a part where she was working at this white people house, but she still had to ask permission for who she could date, where she could go, all that, right? They don't like to tell you about how like 95% of the white abolitionists actually own slaves. They don't like to tell you that. They wouldn't call them slaves. They'll say they were servants for freeing them. Yeah.
Well,
they don't talk about, huh?
That was I guess that was part of the custom at the time, and it sucks. It's horrible, man. That yeah, you know, that they did that. I can't bring myself to watch any of those movies. Some of those movies, man. I've tried to get through some of them, man, but I end up throwing stuff around the room.
Yep, I was reading, and I was reading about that, and this channel I listened to, and I started reading about it, looking up, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know. Like, we didn't know this part of the damn abolitionist stories of these white abolitionists.
True.
And I'm gonna tell you something else they don't tell you. And every time I think about it, I can never think of this guy's name. Black. He was the first person I heard say he's an actor too. But anyway, when they tell us black people own slaves, right? We need to look into. Did you know the majority of black people were buying their family? That's who, and it was illegal for them to free them. So they like, brother, y'all two, my brothers, but I'm free, but y'all still enslaved. If I wanted to purchase y'all, and once I purchase y'all, I couldn't free you.
Right.
Even though you living is free, you would go down in the books as being a slave to your brother.
Man.
Yep.
Wow.
A whole lot of tricks, and it have us arguing and everything with one another. Peace, Sister Edgar. But I yield the mic, man.
Confusion.
Yeah, and yo, bet to what you said, yo, I came across a couple interesting stories. Like this wife actually bought her husband, right, and then you know she hired him out to work, so just so they can make money, you know. But one day they got into an argument, and then she sold him to a neighbor, you know, just because she was mad at him. But the neighbor was white, you know what I'm saying? And when it came time, when she calmed down and went to go buy him back, then you know, the neighbor refused to sell him back to her, and she never got him back, you know what I'm saying? And then another story, you know, there was a father, you know what I'm saying, he was a slave, and the mother and the son put their money together and bought him. But then one day when the son turned like a teenager, got older or whatever, and he tried to discipline him, so he whipped him or whatever, and the son like sold him down the river, you know what I'm saying, which means he sold him to New Orleans just to teach him a lesson, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, what you said is like actual like facts, you know what I'm saying? And they also like to say the first slave owner was a black man, which is a lie. You know, that was the first slave owner was the first slave in history was a dude named what's his name? You know, it was in 1640, I forget. But he was owned by a white person, but the person they're talking about is Anthony Johnson, and it was right before all of this stuff turned different. You know what I'm saying? In the mid 1600s. So by 1654, 3 slaves ran away. Well, no, that was the John Punch. John Punch is the first slave on history. So, I ain't gonna get into all of that, but yeah, to what you said, but yeah, all of that stuff with Nick Cannon and all of that, that's again not to get on my brother, because I'm not gonna disrespect Nick Cannon or nothing, but we have to start having, because I don't understand like how we can have like the NFL and all of that stuff where the league is mostly black, but all of the owners is white, and the NBA where the only black owner is like Michael Jordan, but the league is mostly black. And we had the Negro leagues back in the day, but we had to get into their leagues and all of that stuff. But the Negro league was better. You know what I'm saying? If we could just get back to all of that mindset, then we'll be in a different league, in a different category. So, what I'm saying? What?
Hey, Forecast, put the B1 list email in the chat. I ain't mean to cut you off. Sister Raw asking for it. I tried to put it in there.
Oh, I see. I had to but yeah, I'm gonna let y'all because I'm glad my mic working, so I'm happy now.
Hey, it sounds great, man. It sounds great. I wanted to say.
Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna let y'all say everything y'all want to say, and then Adal, say your channel and all of that, and where to find you, and then Bakari, what I'm saying, do the same thing.
All right. Well, I'm in the process of reconfiguring things. I was trying to do like 2 broadcasts a week, but I don't know, man. It just depends how I feel. Anyway, Adal Day, you can find me there, or Learn More Truth, actually on Linktree. If you put in the search engine of Linktree, Learn More Truth, you'll find all, I guess, I like to say productions. I don't want to say projects because it sounds like I'm not really into this for the long haul, but I'm in the process of building stuff up. I'll type it in the chat as well, so you guys can probably tap in and check me out. But I appreciate everybody in the chat that came by to check things out tonight. And I wish y'all the best. Be well, stay safe, and stay healthy. Drink water.
Yeah, facts, my brother. Facts. Yeah, Bakari, I didn't mean to mess up your show. Make sure you plug the show. You know what I'm saying? If you still do it tonight, you know what I'm saying, that'd be what's up. But I understand wait till tomorrow. It's kind of late.
Yeah, because I'm about to go. No, but you ain't mess up my show. We good. We good. Y'all know me, my channel, Brother Bakari. Go check me out. That's about it for right now. Let's be safe out here. Be careful. Look out for one another. Show respect for one another. And I thank everybody in the chat for joining, listening.
Yeah, and I thank y'all brothers for coming on. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we are all we got. You know what I'm saying? I talk about history all the time because that's something that we have to talk about. And yeah, I'm working on, like, I went through year by year just to examine how it's been broken down and to still see the same things playing out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to save the world in the words of Tupac. All you got to do is inspire the next person to do that. But instead of keep passing it down to generation, let's just get past this one step that keep holding us back collectively. You know what I'm saying? And that's that tribal division, feeling like everybody has to be right. You know what I'm saying? That telling people what to do and how to do it. You know what I'm saying? We all stand in our own lane, bringing what we bring to the table. It's just finding something that we agree on, because again, like, the only way we can be called a minority is if we let ourselves to be divided and conquered, especially based off of our mindset and the things that we believe, because we all can agree on the basic fundamentals that we have to protect our children. We all can agree that there is agendas, not only on just us, but there are agendas specifically for us, but for everybody, for this civilization. We have to have an ability to feed our people. You know what I'm saying? We should be more mad that our elderly, like 50, 60 years old, so many of our mothers and grandmothers are dying from like high diabetes when they could be living into their hundreds if they eat right and know their bodies and understand our history and taught the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because we are physically different. We are physically different people, and we need specific scientists and doctors and all of that kind of stuff to work for our interests. And we all need to start working for our interests and putting those doctrines to the side. Not saying that you have to give them up, not saying that you even have to stop debating them or having conversations, because that's how you learn. But there's a separation. Their enemy understood how to make separation. People don't understand the FBI was created to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. You don't understand, like, because J. Edgar Hoover, they go real life, you know what I'm saying? But J. Edgar Hoover literally created the FBI. You know, his mission was to stop the rise of the Black Messiah, and he was the first head of the FBI. He got his rise off of stopping Marcus Garvey, who was trying to spread unity throughout the people. You know what I'm saying? That's how he got his rise. They didn't care that he was I'm gonna say a faggot, because anybody who disrespect my people, and you got a more of a problem with that. And oh yeah, like my brother Bakari said, the Fanbase app, make sure y'all get that and there's a live streaming app, Black owned live streaming app. But you know, if anybody has no problem destroying our people and whole mission is to stop the rise of the Black Messiah, then you shouldn't have a problem with the name that I call him, because that says more about you than me. So yeah, they didn't care if he was a faggot, but they put him in charge of stopping the rise of the Black Messiah. But what they don't know is it's not one person, it's not one idea, it's not one plan. There is no one leader. The Black Messiah is Black unity. All of us working together and learning how to put our differences aside to do what we have to do. And like Real Life said, we all bleed red. But the difference is, right, we can go to the beach on a nice day and not have to put a cream on our skin or worry about our skin boiling or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I can't drink milk. You know what I'm saying? There's fundamental differences. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to be careful about what we do. Actually study what you do. You know what I'm saying? Study yourself, learn your learn your personal body, what you need. And anybody who's leading you outside of yourself, you know what I'm saying, then you don't have to worry about that. You are the truth. You have all the answers that you ever need is already within you. You know what I'm saying? In Real Life say I get blisters. Well, I don't get blisters and I can go to the beach all day. That shows you there's a genetic difference, you know what I'm saying, and what we do. You know what I mean? So
that was a good one though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the truth though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's literally because Bakari had a show about it before, right? Bakari, about is race you know, a social construct, or is it real?
Yeah,
right?
It was about yep. You can find it. It's called the same but different.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? The system of white supremacy, where they put a society where they're the higher part of the thing, that's a construct. But the fact that you you know, don't, you know, get blisters from the sun, you know what I'm saying, that's not a social construct. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just start understanding who we are, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I appreciate it. You know, if any of y'all got something to say, you know, you can say it before I close out. Oh, y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I gotta get back to my studying I was doing.
I'm good. I'm good. It was nice being up here again with your dog.
Same here, man. Pleasure's all mine. Is this Real Life a real person?
Yeah, it's a white boy.
It's a white boy with that woman avatar.
Oh, okay, that works.
Yeah, these trolls is like masochists, you know what I'm saying? They like to be, you know, but it is what it is. I appreciate all of y'all for listening, man. Much love to all of y'all.
It's Saturday. It's all good. I ain't even feeling nothing. You know, skin off my back.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. I appreciate y'all for coming through, you know what I'm saying? And have respect for your brother, you know what I'm saying? Like these brothers displayed today, like I'm glad we can lead by example, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we are all we got. So as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.